That's better. Cheaper. It's just a couple of weeks and I'm already confused about how to do things. So let me just get myself set up here on my computer so I can see what I'm doing. Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Wendy Keys Turnbull, and I am an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up. And I wasn't here last week because I was out of town, but I'm back this week with what I think will be a fun card. We're going to be working with the Wildcat bundle from the annual catalog, and we'll be making a pop-up cube card, which I learned from a lady named, I'm going to get her name wrong, Einat Kessler, E-I-N-A-T, Kessler, during that Stampin' Up Summit, or not Stampin' Up Summit, card making summit that I attended virtually a couple of weeks ago. So I have a lot of new ideas from that. So I'm going to get started. I'm going to flip the camera over and show you my desktop. Give me just a second here. My apologies if you get dizzy or anything. Okay, let's see how that does. So you'll see here my monthly workshop info, which I'm posting at the beginning of every Tuesday Night Live. And my Stampin' Up logo with the host code for this, well, for the next couple of weeks, which is N96QXZY7W. If anybody would like to order any of the products that I'm using tonight, just follow that. I'll put a link in the comments when I'm all done, and you can just click on that, and the host code will be attached already. Otherwise, you can just search for me on the website. Go to stampinup.com and search for Wendy Keys Turnbull, K-E-Y-E-S, Turnbull. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm just going to put this up here out of the way. Move that aside. I have my lights off because I have my table light on, and it feels really dark in here, but it looks much better on there. So these are what we will be using today. We're going to be using the Wildcat stamp with the Big Cats dies. And I've got all my stamps on blocks already. So, and some of the, in the Wild Designer Series paper, I love this paper. It's got some really neat things on it, in it here. Got some tigers. The die actually cuts out the tigers that are walking forward, walking to the left. So let's go ahead. I've already done some of the prep work. Let me show you the card we're doing. This is just a sample that hasn't been completed. So this is the card. Obviously, it will have to have a square envelope, or if you have a envelope maker, you can make your own envelopes. But this is what happens when you open it up. You'll see that you have 3 cubes. Looks like 4 cubes, but if you see that. So they pop open, and they close and stay on the inside of the card. It does make the card a little bit thicker. You'll probably have to pay extra postage if you're going to send it in the mail. But okay, let's get started. So I am using Soft Succulent, Evening Evergreen, Bumblebee, White, and then I'm using Soft Succulent, Cinnamon Cider, Cajun Craze, and Early Espresso inks so far, but I have not completed this card yet. I decided I have a definite idea of what I want to do, but I decided to do it with all of you today. So here we go. So the first thing you need is a 6-inch by 11-inch card base. And if any of you would like the directions for this, just let me know. I have them written out. As soon as I get them typed up, I can send them to you. Okay, so we're gonna make our card base. Let me just grab my bone folder. There we go. All right. Then the next thing you need is some of the Designer Series paper, and it says 3 pieces, 5 1/4 by 5 3/4. And I am using, for this one, I used the same piece, but I flipped it over for the front. For this one, I'm using these pieces, and this will be my front, and the Cajun Craze will be my inside. So let's get those on first to get started. I don't like the way the picture is all blurry on here as I'm watching it on my computer, but we'll do the best we can with what we've got. It should be where you guys can see me. Okay, so this will be my card front. I'm actually sitting down today. Usually when I do this, I'm standing up with my desk raised up, but decided today I wanted to sit. So there you have it. Okay. And remember, if you join me, to please put a note in the comment, just say hi or something in the comments so I know that you've been here. If you are watching the rewatch, let me know that also, especially if it's within the next 24 hours, because I do send out or hand out a prize to somebody who's paying attention, watching. So I need to make sure that your name gets put into the drawing. It's just some little Stampin' Up thing I'll send to you in the mail or give you if I see you regularly. Okay. I got my tape over the edge a little bit. That's okay. All right, one on this side. It's not as easy to see that I'm lining it up when I'm sitting instead of standing, but standing. Okay, there's that one. And then this side. This is my Stampin' Seal Plus. I also am getting used to the plain Stampin' Seal now, but I really like the Stampin' Seal Plus. I feel like it has a more permanent stick. Okay. The other side, that lined up. All right, so there's the outside and the insides. Next thing we're going to do is do the cubes. So for the cubes, I needed to cut 3 strips. One of them is 8.5 by 3.5, and the other 2 are 8.5 by 1 3/4. Then we're going to score them. Make sure that's out of the way. I didn't leave my score marks. I didn't mark my scoring things out, so I have to get my paperwork here. Sorry about the noise. Okay, so we're going to score them. I'm going to do this one alone, and then I'll do the other 2 together. At 1 3/4, at 3.5. Again, if you want the directions, just let me know. At 5 1/4, and at 7. Get this out here. At 7. Okay. We're going to do the same thing for the 2 thinner pieces. So 1 3/4 is the first. And I'm going to go ahead and do both of these at the same time. Just line them up with each other. 1 3/4. Okay, and then 3.5. 3.5, and then 5 1/4. Not quite as easy with the thing out. There we go, 5 1/4 and 7. Make sure that my edges get lined up here. All right, and 7. There we go. So there's our strips for our cubes. We're making the pop-up cube card. So we have a big strip and 2 small strips. So the first thing we're going to do is fold them into cubes. So we do this, and there we have it. And I think I'm going to leave that with that on the outside because I want to make sure that my cube stays even. So I'm going to put some tape here. I think probably if I thought this card was going to be opened and closed a lot, I would use tear and tape because it would be more permanent. I know that this is good and strong though, so I'm just going to go with this for now. So there's one. And here we go. Hi there, whoever's watching. Please leave your name. Say hi so I can put you in for the raffle. I draw a name each week, and somebody gets a prize, a Stampin' Up! Item. Okay, there's my 2 little cubes. Now my big cube. Okay. All right. Almost. Let's just go across the top here. There we go. Okay. So now I've got my 3 cubes. Make sure all that tape is out of the way. Okay. My 3 cubes are assembled. And the next step is to attach the 3 cubes together. And what we're going to do is we're going to line them up like this, and this, and this. And I'm going to go ahead and do it on the inside of the card just so you can see how it fits in. So this one is going to go here. You'll see from the little sample that I made with nothing on it that I'm putting it about, 5/8 of an inch from the top. So we'll go about up there. And then this one, I think I'll use Tombow for this. It's going to go here, and you want it to be open to the bottom of the card, basically. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put that on tight. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. Put some Tombow on it. And we're going to put that on this side, like so. It doesn't hurt anything for you to fold it, because it's going to get folded over and over again in there anyhow. All right. There we go. Now all we have to do is glue the bottoms of the cubes. These cubes right here got glued down. The bottoms of those got glued down. So that's the next step. So I'm going to go ahead and put some glue on the bottom here. Tombow's getting empty. I'll have to get another one out. That's too much glue, I'm sure. Make sure it doesn't go over the edge. Okay, back here, go to that 5/8 again. And make sure that it lines up. You make sure that it lines up with the fold in the front and in the back. And I got glue all over the place, but that's okay. I'll clean that up. So if you ever get too much glue on something, make sure that you wipe it up with a damp cloth, and then maybe if it's still sticky, powder it with your embossing buddy if you have an embossing buddy, or whatever you use to take the static out of your cardstock before you emboss. All right, I think that's probably going to be fine. Okay, and that's going to close right up when I want it to. All right, so the next step is to decorate these cubes. And for this, you need 8 1.5 inch by 1.5 inch designer series paper squares. And I opted to use 4 of these and 4 of these. I think these will go well with my lion and my leopard that I'm using in a bit. I'm going to go ahead and use tape on these. So could have used the other side of the DSP too, but I just thought this was going to work for the idea I have in my head. It's been kind of crazy the last few days trying to get caught up after I got home from North Carolina. So, all right, and we're going to center it on that square there. Okay. And another one of those. Let's see, this one looks similar to that one. Okay, put that one right here, also centered as best you can. All right. Hi, Aunt Bev. Glad to see you. Thank you for checking in. Okay. Then I'm going to go down here to this block. Line that up there. One more of those. And that goes over here. All right, now the other 4 are going here and these 2 squares inside here. So and I had to decide, you know, I think I'll make it go that way, the way the others are. I had to decide which way I wanted them to go. Okay. Oops. Okay. This one goes here. That's a little crooked, but that makes it a Wendy original. Okay, the ones inside, it's not as tricky as you think it is to get them in there. Okay, I'm gonna have those go up and down too. It's pretty easy to get them in there since you can reach right through. There we go, one more. Okay, now we get to decorate the card. So one of these days I'm going to do one of these interactive with you guys and have you choose what I do first and all of that. Okay, so as I said, this is going to take a little extra postage because it's thicker than a 1/4 inch. So, all right, let's do the outside first. So, first thing we're going to do is I'm going to put a leopard out here. So I'm going to stamp the leopard on this bumblebee scrap, but I'm going to use cinnamon cider ink. Okay, and I'm going to, instead of putting my stamp to the pad, I'm going to put the pad to the stamp because I didn't get it completely inked when I was trying earlier. Okay, and I'm going to use my foam, somewhere around here is my foam pad, because when you're using these clear stamps, they tend to stamp better if you have them on a foam pad. Okay, let's see how that did. There we go. All right, so there's the body of my leopard. Now we need, whoops, how did that fall down? I'm afraid my chair's a little squeaky. Okay, now we need the head of the leopard, and I actually have the head of the tiger and the head of the leopard both on here because my blocks are all being used with other things right now. So we're going to put the head of the leopard on here in Stays On because all of my tuxedo, my memento, was not available. So we're going to use the Stays On. And it's the leopard we want. So, and you can line up his ears and his nose. His ears are the easiest thing to line up. I'm going to try not to get my head in the way here while I do this. I think that's about right. Let's see how we did here. Yeah, good enough. Okay. And the next thing we're going to do is put some spots on him. So unfortunately, the stamp set only has this one little cluster of stamps, of spots. So that's what we're going to use. And we're going to do our best to get this leopard showing his spots. I'm just going to stamp them in random spots. I'm not going to stamp them all over the place. I will leave the bottoms of his legs blank here. Oh, let's see. How about like that? Yes. Just keep turning the stamp. Put it down there. Oops. And I'm going to put some here on this upper part of this leg. And I'm going to lightly, maybe I'll do it this way, put some here and try. That's pretty good. I didn't get any over there. That's what my goal was, to not get any over there. Okay. Oh, I wish it wasn't so blurry. My hands keep making it focus and unfocus, I guess. So the next step would be to cut this out. But to save time, I already cut one out. So we won't need to cut it. You'll see what I meant, that it didn't stamp everything there, but it's still okay. I'm still happy with it. So we're going to put that one aside. Okay, on the front, we're going to put our leopard right in the center of the card, and I'm just going to put him down. I'm going to glue him. I like my Tombow, more permanent. Huh, cat hair. Oh no, my hair. Whoops. Okay. Right smack in the middle of the card. Okay. Then the next thing I want to do is I want to add some greenery around him using these. Okay, let me show you. So you've got so much greenery here. We've got this vine. We've got this that actually goes with this stamp. So you can cut out that stamp. And we've got this one that can cut out this stamp. I did not use the corner one, that's this die. And then I used these two little ones and this one up here. I really like that one. So I stamped a couple of these on, I couldn't find my Evening Evergreen ink because it's in a card case with a card to do or a card that's just gotten done. So I stamped using soft succulent on soft succulent paper so that it could be seen. And then I made just a bunch of other things here. I made some of the vines here. Here we go. And I made some of the little things. So on the outside here, I'm just going to put these vines on either side of the lion, or the leopard, like he's coming out of the woods. This was actually Ezra's, my grandson's idea, that I should put him on each side. So I was going to have him stay in, but I didn't have anything for him to do, so I told him he had to go out while I was making my Facebook Live. One of these days I'll do one when I have more time to plan it, when I'm not out of town. And have him help me with it. So you guys will get to see him in action. All right, and then I'll put a dark Evening Evergreen over here with that soft succulent. Ezra thought this was a little too dark, but I think it'll be okay. There we go. I'm using a little bit too much glue on these, I see. I'm going to try and go a little lighter. Actually, I have a finer tipped bottle that I put Tombow in that I could be using, so I wouldn't be getting it all over the place. But for now, we shall just go with what's here. Okay. Well, actually, it is right here, so I might as well use it. I just bought one of these little things at Michael's, and I added Tombow to it. So now it's a matter of whether I can get any out of it or not, because I haven't used it in a while. It might be. There we go. Okay. Too bad there's no music. I could sing for you, but I don't know what to sing. Oh, in the jungle, the mighty jungle. Except then I'd have to pay a royalty, so I better not do that. All right. Can't get the lid back on. There we go. Okay. We'll put that one like this. There we go. He is coming out of the jungle, kind of framed by the jungle. And do we want to put a couple of these here? Maybe one. Maybe we'll put one of them in the front of him here. Maybe we'll pop that with dimensionals. One here and one here. Put it right there as he's walking through. Okay, now the only other thing I want out here is a banner that says, "You are fierce." And Ezra and I were debating what color I should put that on. And I think I decided that I wanted to put it on the green. So, but I think I will use Early Espresso ink. That's what color I put the spots on. Oh, actually I put it on my other one with black, but with this one I used the Early Espresso ink to do the spots. So let's use You Are Fierce here. This is the paper that I used to cut all of the fronds out, oops, one of them didn't get cut, the plants. Okay, so I'm going to put this down here, You Are Fierce, in Early Espresso. And then I am going to use my rectangular postage stamp punch to punch it out. There we go. And I'm going to edge it. I am going to edge it in cinnamon cider and Early Espresso. Just going to do this. And if I wasn't so lazy, I would get up and get a dauber and then I would really do a good job of it. But I'm lazy, I confess. All right, this probably isn't going to make too much difference with the brown on it. Good enough. Okay, and I could, and I think I will, you know what? Maybe I'll just use these. I'm going to put some spots in the corner. Like, let's see, like so. There, I like that. Okay. Sorry, I made so much noise dropping that. Okay. And that's going to go right here. And I think I will pop that also. It's just making the card thicker, I know, but I think it'll add to it a bit. Oh, I know what else I'm forgetting. Good thing I remembered. I wanted to put some, this is the faux suede, Early Espresso faux suede ribbon, and I thought that might look good underneath this. So that's what we're gonna do. So my scissors right here. Put that on the back of this. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little bit extra tape there. Okay. Here we go. You Are Fierce. Goes up there. I like that. It's kind of blank down here, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. Now we're going to decorate the inside. So on the inside, I want to have a wild birthday. We're going to do that. Oh, that's what I was going to use this for. That's all right. I can still do it. We'll do it on the inside with this too. Okay. That I'm going to do Cajun Craze to match the inside of the card. I like to use as much of my scrap as I can. So, except I just remembered, I'm going to do it again because I want to make sure I have enough room to dovetail each end of it. Okay. There we go. Excuse my arm. Okay. This out. And I cut this off. Start over here. Okay. And then over here. And we shall cut it. Ooh, this is going to be iffy. Well, it'll be off a little bit at the end. That's okay. All right. Dovetail. So this is going to be a little off on this end because of how I did it. My goodness, somebody's slamming the door out there. making everything rattle when they slam it. All right, well, it's a little strange with that like that. I kind of like it, oddly enough. Okay, so that, I think we're just gonna put right down here because I'm gonna decorate these with the fronds and something else. Okay, I'm just gonna tape that down because we got enough going on in the center. Whoops, helps if you get on the thing when you're taping. Okay, so if you do get off your tape edge, you can just fold it over, fold it under, I guess you'd say. And maybe if I put this here, nobody will notice that. Look at that. There we go. Okay, so now you can't tell about that bad spot on the dovetail. Okay. All right, so here we go. So I want to put a tiger on here. And the tiger, I'm going to stamp on here. And he is sitting down. This is my tiger. I'm going to stamp him in Cajun Craze. Oops, and I should have been on top of this, so let me do that. Alrighty, that worked. I'm sorry about the squeak in my chair. Try to move slower so it doesn't make so much noise. Okay, now I need the tiger's head, and I need the Stays On Jet Black again. Okay, the tiger's head is actually exactly the same as the leopard's head, so you can use either head on either cat. And we're going to line his ears up again. And hope for the best. Nope, that's not quite right. I think I stamped a little bit, but we'll see what happens here. Oops. Well, it didn't stamp really well, but I don't want to take another chance and get it all messed up. And it doesn't matter because I already have another one cut out. So, but let me show you how to do. We're going to put the stripes on. Must be my Stays On's getting a little weak at one end of the stamp pad. Okay. And it goes here. I kind of can't decide how this is supposed to go because I don't think he should have stripes on his chest, but can't help it. There we go. Could have gone up a little bit higher, but I think it's okay. Because, like I said, rather than cut this one out, I have already cut this one out. So now we just have to decorate our cubes. So this guy I want to sit right here. I might actually put his tail. Yeah, I'll leave his tail out. So I want him to sit right here. Maybe, you know what? I'm going to fold his tail. There we go. Look at that. I like that. Okay. So put a little tape on his back. Not all the way up because his head sticks out above it. And I'm going to put a tiny dab of glue on his tail. Okay. To keep it sitting down. Hopefully it won't inhibit the opening and closing. And whoops, get off there. There we go. Down his tail goes. Make sure it still closes. It does. His head does not stick out. That was important. All right. So he's going to sit there. And then we're going to decorate the rest of the cubes with what we have left of our fronds and things here. Well, I may not use them all, but I wanted to make sure that I had enough. So, excuse me. I'm going to put this one up on the top. On the opposite side of the tiger. So it's going to go right here. I kind of liked doing the plants on top of the plant paper. I just thought that was appropriate. And we will put, I think we will put this guy over the tiger. It's going to be here like so. Put another one there. Let's see. Let's put one of these little ones here. Okay. I'm not sure I like that. Whoops. It needs more. It needs one of these, only the dark one. Okay. Yes, my hands are going to be covered in glue, but that's okay. Yeah, I kind of like that better. I wish I hadn't put that one in there and just left the low ones in, but kind of looks like he's looking at it like he's going to eat it or something. I could get it down lower. Oh, well. Okay. And then I'm going to put something here and something here. So let's decide what I'm going to put where. Nobody but Aunt Bev's going to tell me that they're here today, huh? Oh, well. Remember, if you're catching the rewatch, make sure that you let me know, especially if it's before, let's say, 7 o'clock on Wednesday the 16th, because that's when I will come on and draw the winner for giving you something to thank you for watching. Okay, so I'm going to go back to that little skinny lid again. And I'm going to put this on here. I can get some to come out. There it goes. Okay, that one that way. And, you know, I might just wrap that. Do I want to wrap that? No, I'm going to put it this way instead. Next one, I won't put so much glue on. I won't put glue all the way to the top. Okay, let's do one of these. We'll just put glue part way up so that it can hang over without getting stuck. Put that one this way. I don't know. No, I think we're going to go the same way, but we're going to have it go more of a tilt. Okay. And then we'll put this up there as well. I didn't make any of these in the soft succulent. I know I made them in the early espresso. Put that right here. There we go. And then over here, we're going to put a couple of things down below. And I don't think I'm going to use that. Wait, yeah, okay. All right, I think I am going to put this up here and these two down there. Oops, backwards. Here, like there, right next to the other plant. And then these. Okay, it's here, we'll use it. Just stick it right there. And then we'll stick this one going the other way. Like so. And then this one right in front at the bottom. Right down here like so. All right. Now I could put some other things up here, but I'm thinking, I don't know. I think it's pretty well decorated here. He's definitely in the jungle. You can tell he's in the jungle, and that's what I wanted. So, and then, so on the outside, you are fierce. And then the tiger coming out of the jungle. And on the inside, have a wild birthday with a, oh, that's a leopard, with a tiger and some green plants. And I could put a lot more of that around here too, or I could use the plant stamps and just stamp. So I could use Evening Evergreen ink on this and stamp it along the bottom or around it. And I may do that before I send this card to anybody, but for now, this was the shortest one I've had, only 40 minutes. That's pretty good, but this is what I decided to go with. I'm pleased. I like it. It is very thick, and it will cost me extra postage to send it, but I don't mind. Whoever I send it to will be worth the extra postage. So, and cute for a child or a male adult, I think this would be appropriate also. So, all right, let me just turn you back around. Sorry about looking at my ceiling. There you are. Hi, Marin. I'm glad you got here. Good. All right. So the other two of you that are here, please say hi so that I know that you're here and I can add you to my raffle. Or, or just, hi, Bev. You can just say hi and say, don't add me to your raffle if you don't want me sending you anything. But I would love to hear more of you. And please feel free. Oh, hi, Deb. I see that you just posted too. Good. Feel free to share this video on your Facebook pages so other people see, and let them know that I do Tuesday Facebook Lives. And as of next week, it should be permanently back to 7 o'clock, except for when I'm out of town, which I'm out of town a lot in April. But I might just pop on and say hi and show you where I am. I'm going to be in Florida, so I might just pop on and say hi at the right time just to keep you guys in the habit of checking in every Tuesday evening at 7 o'clock. So, all right, but for now, that's all I have. Thanks for watching, and remember, if you're watching the rewatch, be sure to comment, especially if it's before 7 o'clock on Wednesday, March 16th, because that's when I'll be trying to remember to come on and draw the prize winner. Thanks, everybody. Bye.